And we're very, very excited to be hanging out with Jakob Johnson. And Jakob, we have a lot of things to discuss, but I think the important things first. I was talking at the top that the NFL does a really good job with a lot of their initiatives. And one of my favorites is the My Cause My Cleats one. I think it gives the fans a great chance to kind of learn more about you guys, the things that you care about off the field, what you're passionate about. And I will say, the cleats look pretty cool too. Not too shabby. So you went with Up Next International. I know they focus on youth education. So just why them? Why is this a cause that you really care about? And credit to you for getting the silver and black colorway too, by the way.
Appreciate it. Yeah, the logo looks nice. Up Next International is my foundation. I started about a year ago, so we're still in our first year. Focus on youth education because in my experience, the path I have taken through the United States, that's one thing where I think you can help a lot, and the help that you can give can really make a difference. It all starts with education, right? Like, you're in the position today that you're in now because you had somebody that got you through high school, somebody got you through college, and we just want to find ways to impact kids here in the States. And then on the other hand, we are working on a kind of pathway program for high school kids in Germany to potentially get the resources they need to make it to America with whatever sport they're pursuing.
And you talk about there always being that person in your life who kind of cared, right? Who showed interest, who said, right. Hey, Jakob, you can do X, Y, and Z. Like, who was that person for you when you were a little guy running around?
Oh, man, I had a lot of teachers along the way. When I say teachers, I don't necessarily mean like school teachers, but just people who influenced me in the right way, whether that be football coaches or, man, even I had a math teacher in my last couple of years in Germany that he would always, because I would notoriously be late to class, right? I would be late to class all the time. He's like, look, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And if you don't straighten this out in the school aspect, that might be a little tough for you. You're going to have a hard time accomplishing your other goals outside of school that actually mean more to you. So I just try to take something from wherever I can. But with my foundation, I just try to kind of provide that to kids in communities in need.
And when I was going through the list of the guys' causes, like yours really stood out to me. And I think one of the reasons is because my wife's a second grade teacher, right? And so, especially since we got to Vegas, she works in the public school system. And to your point, you kind of see these kids. And the one that kills me is the kids that kind of just get lost in translation, right? The kids that fall through the cracks, the kids that don't have maybe the resources that you or I did growing up. And you just feel like they need something. And oftentimes you don't know what it is. It's got to be something more than just, hey, a little extra attention. They need something. And so I think that seeing, a guy like you who's focused on just youth education in general, especially for like the little guys, the little gals out there, like it's something that's really, really important. That when you look out, 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Appreciate you saying that. We just try to find little things that we can do. At the beginning of the season, we did that kind of back to school event. We took a bunch of student athletes over to Dick's Sporting Goods and got them fitted out with all the stuff they needed for the season. We got another thing coming up for Christmas, and we're just trying to grow all these different programs and build relationships here in the community in Vegas and in the communities that I touched along my journey, and it may be Jacksonville or Knoxville or back home, and try to see what we can do to impact people in a positive way.
Well, kudos to you, sir. Very well done. And I said at the top, but I mean it. Like, I think that this is one of the better league initiatives because it gives you guys a chance to say, like, yeah, I'm an incredible football player. I'm at the top 1% of the 1% of the athletes out there, but there's certain things that I care about that are important to me, whether it's, you talk about Max and he's been so vocal about, supporting pit bulls or stories like Trent's or the other specialists. Like, it gives the fans a chance to say, like, yes, Jakob is a fullback. Yes, Jakob gets paid to block and to be a beast out on the field on Sundays, but he's also a human being that has wants and needs and cares about other things too. So well done to you, and well done to the rest of the guys who participated. But speaking of being a monster out in the football field, you had the opportunity to run in front of Josh on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine there's not a better seat in the house to see what he does than your position. I mean, dude, when you had a chance to go back and watch film from what you guys did on Sunday, that has got to just be like the creme de la creme, the pinnacle of fun for you guys.
It is a lot of fun. There's not a lot of feelings that are better than just seeing the back of your running back's jersey just moving fast away from you. You know, just kind of getting smaller in the distance. And you know, I'm real blessed that I get to block for a real special group of guys, whether it be Josh, Zamir, Amir, Bolden, whoever's in there. All those guys make it fun because I know pretty much if I do my job right, you know, they'll take care of the rest.
You know, and I can't imagine that you guys, especially during the course of a game and an overtime and as wild as Sunday was, have any even semblance of an idea that Josh at that point is literally like in historic franchise record kind of company. But like in a game like that, when he's so in the zone, like what does it look like and feel like when he's in the huddle?
Oh man, he's definitely one of those guys that are always pushing the energy in the huddle, driving everybody. You know, just reminding everybody to like, yo, let's go. You know, like he brings a lot of energy to the huddle and pushes everybody to give their all for him. But you know, at the same time, when you watch him make all these plays, you know, it makes it easy because you know that hey, every play that we're out there blocking for him could be a big play. And you know, obviously we don't pay attention to the stats during the game. We're not like really glued into, hey, how many yards does X person have? How many snaps has he taken? But looking back on it afterwards, it's definitely cool to have been part of such a like historic performance. You know,
especially and we were talking about this earlier, especially in a place like here where you look at the history of this team, 50, 60 years, and how many incredible running backs, how many incredible skill position guys have come through. And now Josh, you look at what he did Sunday, and that's etched in the history books here, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, you know, not to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but when during my first year in the league, I was fortunate enough to take a trip to the Hall of Fame, and one of the things that they told us there is that the cool thing about the Hall of Fame is that they keep all the clips of the games of all the guys, right? And later, if you're old, if you're like 50, 60, you want to come back with your kids, they can pull up all the plays, right? And you know, I think if you get to play with a guy like Josh, you know, it's just really cool because there'll be a lot of plays like that you're like, hey man, like let's see that big run one more time, you know. So yeah, definitely kind of probably looking forward to that.
When did you know he was gone on that overtime run? Because I mean, all kidding aside, he didn't even get touched. Yeah. Like, at what point does Jakob say, "Yep, game over. All right, let's get on the plane"?
Obviously, I mean, I had my face in a linebacker, so I couldn't see the first half of the run. But once I got my eyes back up, right, and I see him still moving at a really high speed. Like usually at this point, you know, there are like a couple defenders hanging on him, and he's kind of pushing the pile forward. But he was, like you said, he was still completely untouched, and I kind of could see a safety in the left corner moving up and then falling on the ground. And as soon as that happens, I knew nobody was gonna hawk him from behind. You know, I knew he wasn't gonna let that happen. So yeah, it was definitely an exciting moment.
I mean, Mac Hollins is celebrating at like the 40. I mean, you see all those videos, and Mac's like waving goodbye, cheering, and I was like, yo, he's still got like half the field to go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's always one of those things. We always make fun of guys that get hawked from behind. So you know, I knew Josh wasn't gonna let that happen in that moment, and you know, he put the team on his back, and you know, we appreciate it.
100%, and it's a big reason why you guys have won 2 games in a row now, getting a chance to come back to Allegiant. It feels like you guys haven't had a home game in forever. Just what is the excitement like in that locker room to come back to Vegas to play a game in front of these fans again? Because like I said, it feels like it's been a minute.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we haven't really had that many home games this season for some reason. But you know, playing in Allegiant is great. The Raider Nation is definitely one of the more rowdy fan bases out there. They definitely bring the energy at all the home games, and we've come from some games now where the crowd was let's call it not in our favor.
Sure.
You know, there's been a lot of things being yelled at us and signs being shown these last couple of weeks. So it'll be good to be in Allegiant Stadium and get to rock out in front of Raider Nation.
100%. Last one before I let you out of here, because you've been very generous with your time when the day is over. How are the German boys going to do tomorrow? We got a big game coming up. Big game in the World Cup.
Big game against Costa Rica. Do or die situation for us. You know, we lost that early game to Japan. Captain Tsubasa and the boys caught us on our left foot. You know, we played a decent game against Spain, tied it. Man, I'm going 3-1 Germany.
Oh,
I'm going 3-1 Germany.
All right, if they win 3-1, we're gonna clip this. We're gonna put it out there.
Clip it.
Yeah,
clip it up. I said it here first. 3-1 Germany, man. And after that, once we get to the elimination stages, man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know, we're built for that. You know, we just had to get out the group stage and then we're good to go.
Oh, is there a more exciting, like, kind of bizarro sporting event than the World Cup, though, man? Like,
no, man. I mean, let's talk about the U.S. squad, too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
shout out to the boys in red, white, and blue. Yeah.
Y'all are playing a hell of a cup. You know, that Iran match, I got to say, man, Iran played with a lot of heart. I kind of wanted them to at least tie the game, you know, and not that I'm rooting against you guys, but, you know, they played their hearts out. But you know, how exciting for you guys to actually do good at the World Cup.
Yeah, I know, and to be there for the first time in 8 years. I didn't miss that shade, Jakob. I didn't miss that shade. Speaking of, though, has Jermaine recovered yet? I saw that tweet that you fired off at him. Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. But listen, I just can't wait for England to get to the elimination stage and blow it how they usually do, because I don't know what it is, but they don't do good with pressure over there on the island, you know. So I'll have a lot of jokes ready for Jermaine when England gets kicked out.
And I'll retweet every single one. I promise you that. I'll retweet every single one. Well, hey, man, this was such a good time to have you back up here. Like I said, well done on the cause, and to everyone that's participating on the roster, very, very well done. Good luck this Sunday. We'll catch up with you soon. All right, brother?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.